I wanted to let you know that I'm dividing this video into modules. So each module contains one goal and one aspect to cover. So in this module, we have a goal which is to cover the cleaning process. So we'll set up the project and we'll clean the project and we'll also deploy the project, which means we can see the changes we are making to the project. So this is the goal of this module. So let us start. So I am doing it in my Mac. You can also do it in your PC, Windows or Linux. The same operations follow. So first go to your terminal, or if you are in your command prompt, if you are in Windows, you can go to command prompt. So inside over here, type this command, npx create react app Facebook clone. And before typing this, you have to make sure that you have installed npm package. So I'm making a separate video on that too. So be sure to check that video. After checking that video, come over here and install or type this command. So after typing this command, you'll get this directory called Facebook clone, and close the terminal and open your favorite text editor. My preference is Visual Studio Code. You can code in that text editor better. It is a very compact interface. I like that. And open folder, Facebook clone. So we have created the React project. Now we have to do some cleanups. Go to app.css and delete everything. So in my case, there is nothing because I have already deleted it. So in my case, there is nothing, but in your case, it will be there. So delete everything. And go to app.js. And this is the basic one. And inside this div, you'll have something called as header and all that stuff. Delete that and you'll get an end product like this. And give it a class name of app. We'll use this class name later, but for now just give it a class. If you know any HTML, CSS, you'll understand this. In React, there is no class. It is class name because class is a reserved keyword in React.js. So next go to index.css, type the following. Margin 0. So what am I typing? For the whole document, I want to give it a margin of 0. So there is an imaginary margin. I want to remove that. That's why I'm giving a margin of 0. Save it. So the cleanup process is also complete. So there also be a command known as import logo.svg. Delete that as well. We don't want that. And over here logo.svg will be there, the file. So you can delete like this. So we don't need their logo, we need Facebook's logo, right? We'll use Facebook's logo later, but for now delete React's logo over there. Next, to see our changes, go to the terminal. And how did I take this terminal? I'll show you from start. Go to terminal, new terminal. That is it. So inside over here, type in npm start. So once you click npm start, it will redirect you to the web. So over the web, you'll get a window. At present, you'll get a white window. Nothing is there because we haven't coded anything yet. We have to code some login header and we have to code something else. I'll give you a fair intuition into what we'll be doing in this whole lecture. So I'll give you an intuition into that right now. But for now, let's check what is happening. So as you can see, this is a white screen. Nothing is being displayed because we haven't coded anything yet. Now let's see what we'll do. So go to Facebook and this is our final outcome. So I want to draw something, 1 minute. So this is the header of the login page and this is the form or login to Facebook form page or a component. Think of this as a block and think of this as a block. So we have 2 blocks. Each block is one component. One component is one file. So we are coding one component in one file. We can code all the components in one file, but it will be clumsy. We want it to be structured. So this is one file. And this is the second file. I'm just telling you that there are 2 files. How many files are required to code this whole project? Or for the scope of this video, how many files are required for this entire page which you're seeing right now? The entire page over here, how many files are required? So this is one file. So this is the second file. Think of them as blocks of blocks. So this is one block and this is the other block. Think of them as blocks. And this is for the first file and this is the second file. I've just told you right now. And as you can see, the background color is a Facebook blue. You can see it's a Facebook blue. But how do I get that Facebook blue? We'll do that in the styling. So for this header, for this login header, we need some styling, and that is one file. And for this form, it is centered, everything is centered, everything is stylish. For that, we need another file. So totally, we need 4 files to do this entire page, not entire Facebook, only this login page. So we need 4 files. Okay, the goal of this module is completed. We have cleaned up the project. We have deployed the project. I have explained you about components. I have explained you about the files, how many files are required for this whole video. I have explained you that. Now let's go to the next module. So welcome back, and in this module, our goal is to complete the login page, the whole login page, including actually logging in the user using Firebase. So we are going to set up Firebase, and we are going to make use of Firebase to make the user log in. So first we were in app.js, and we did the cleanups in the last module. So till now we actually did not write code that looks good. So we only did the cleanup, and we did not write the actual code for anything such as the header. We did not write the actual code for the form. We did not do anything like this. So in this video, we'll do this whole page. So this whole page in this video, and we are also actually logging in the user using Firebase in this video. We are not registering the user, but I'll show how to make a dummy user manually, not by this create new account, and I'll show how to do that manually registering, and I'll show you how we can log in using this page. So first, type in npm install react router DOM. So I have already installed it, but you click enter, and after that is installed, type in npm start again. In the meantime, let's import React Router DOM, import browser router as router. I'll tell you why do we need this router. If you go back to the original website, which is this, you can see that there is the /login. Over here, there is this /login. So how are we going to locate whenever we type /login? It should show this page, and whenever I click, and whenever I click create new account, it should show this page. Like /register, it should show this page, and whenever I click /login, it should show this page. How is React.js knowing that? And for that, we are using React Router or router, React Router DOM. So for that to work, we have to first make a router, then a switch. So a router is just like your internet Wi-Fi connection. So if you have a router, Wi-Fi internet router, it will provide internet to you. So if you switch the router to another location, it will go to another location. So this whole router is just like a machine, and inside that machine you can switch locations. So this is one switch, and inside the switch you have a route. Path is equal to, so what is that route? First route is login route. So inside the route, whenever I click, so it is just saying that whenever I click /login, it should render the following components. So it should render what? It should render first login header. In the last module, we have discussed what it should import. So if you haven't seen that yet, just see it. Last module. So we are considering this is one component. So whenever I click /login, I'm saying it to render this header, and next to render this form. So that is easy. Let me hide screen brush. Next, so I have to render login header. That is quite easy, but this will raise an error, which is which is this: can't resolve login header.js. Do you know why? We did not create the file, so we have to create the file login header.js. It's that simple. And type in rfce. When I click enter, this much of code is written for me directly. Do you know why? This is the power of Visual Studio Code. Inside Visual Studio Code, if you are working with Visual Studio Code, then go to extensions and install these two extensions. these two. First Babel ES6 or ES7 and next ES7 React Redux snippets. So Visual Studio Code is very handy. It will help us code better. So that's why I like Visual Studio Code and I prefer you to use Visual Studio Code. So whenever I type RFCE, it saved me so much of time. So let's give it a class name first. Class name of login header or header. So that is better. And also we have to import login header.css. Do you know why? Because there is styling for this .js file as well. So we have to create another file called as login header.css. If we don't create, another error will come. So we have made the files for login header.js. Now let's import link from react.adom. Just import it. I'll tell you where to use it. And inside here, type in link class name is equal to link 2 is equal to slash. So I'm telling React.js that whenever I click anything below that link, it should go to the slash route. So what is below that link? An image is there. Image src is equal to https wzybklk/del.png. That's enough. Alt is equal to Facebook logo, and we'll provide it a class name. Class name is equal to header logo. That's basic. So after the image, let's create another link. So I'll show you what are we doing. So whenever I click this Facebook logo, it should go to the slash route. So but now it's not going to the slash route. It is not going to homepage, but it is going to slash login. Why is that so? I made a condition that if I go to slash, I should be logged in. Right now I'm not logged in. That's why it is redirecting me to slash login. We'll do that logic later, but for now let's concentrate more on the front end part. So after this, link it to class name first is equal to slash register. That green button, create new account, 2 is equal to slash register. We'll do the register page in the next video. Then we need a button. Class name is equal to header button. I think that's enough. Create new account. Yeah, that is it. Next, let's go to login header.css, and inside login header.css we have to do some styling. Dot header, display, flex, align items to the center, and then background color is main. Background color, yeah, it is 3 F 5 D and A, D9A, D9A. Then I need a height of 83 pixels and overflow hidden. Overflow hidden means we cannot scroll to the in the X direction, or we cannot scroll in the Y direction. So X and Y directions are basically you cannot scroll to the right and you cannot scroll to the top. So after that, let's go to the page, our project, and let's go to slash login route. This is all being rendered inside the login route. Note that. And see, this is quite good. Not very good, quite good. So let's do the logo right now. And it will be very clear. It will be very good by now if we do the logo. I want the height to be 78 pixels, and I want object fit contain. And object fit contain margin top 10 pixels, simple, and margin left 70 pixels, simple. And let's go over here. We made a mistake somewhere. Let's check the mistake. Yeah, I made a mistake. Margin left, not margin top. Now it's very good. Now let's design the button. Header button is equal to, let's define the width first, 138 pixels, and then the height, which is 30 pixels roughly. Then font weight 400. If you ask me how do I know the styling, then it's just practice, guys. I have made many clones. I have made WhatsApp, I have made Skype, I have made Netflix, I have made many clones. Twitter, Amazon, YouTube. I've seen other tutorials and I made YouTube, Twitter, and I made some clones on my own, like Skype, WhatsApp, and Facebook on my own. I want to demonstrate how did I do to you, and this I want to make this in the form of a course, as this is lengthy and it is fully functional. And this Facebook clone is one of my best projects I have ever made. So font weight margin top is 9 pixels. Then padding top 7 pixels. And I also want to say that this is one of the courses that nobody has ever made on YouTube or on the web. So I'm very proud to say that this is the first of its kind. So border radius of 2 pixels, enough. A background color of maybe 4 to be 7 to A. It's a greenish shade. And let's give it a border none. Do you know why I'm giving this border none? I've seen many buttons, they don't give border none and it looks very bold. I don't like the bold look in buttons. It should be very soothing. Relative. And maybe I need to give it float left and display flex and margin right. 720 pixels. Now let's see the button. It's not that good. Let's see, we made a mistake. Yeah, 138 pixels, sorry about that. And now it's very good. Dot header button hover. Whenever I hover around it, I need to see a background color of, it's a darkish version of the previous one. 329 71E. I guess that's a darkish one, and I want the transition to be slow, 0.2 seconds. Now let's see this. See that? Amazing, look. And we have just finished the login header, guys. Now we have to do the form. So as you can see, where's my color? As you can see, this whole thing is done. Now we are left with this guy. And now we need to do the form. Now after this, let's go out of this, and src, let's bring in a new file called login.js and login.css. Okay, inside login.js type in rfce, or if you want to type the whole thing up, type it. I'm in Visual Studio Code, I got the edge. Now import login.css. I used Atom editor for a while and I noticed that there is a tab called snippets, and inside the snippet you can initialize that whenever you click RFCE you want this code to be displayed. Yeah, it is there in Atom, but I partially forgot about that. So you can search it on YouTube how to do that. So even Atom you can do that. So now let's go to login.js, and inside login.js let's give it a class name first of login, and inside that div we need another div, class name login container, and inside this div we need a h3 log in to Facebook. That's good. And inside, after this h3 we need a form, and inside this form we need an input first. Input type is equal to text. Placeholder is equal to email address. That is pretty good. Next input is, I think I also want this to be centered. Yeah. I'm also using another extension called Prettier in Visual Studio Code, which will align my items very fast. Center that as well, and another one. Input type is equal to password. So this is the password, and placeholder should be, any guesses? Password, of course. And after this is centered, we need another center tag where the button lies. Button class name, I think it's class name. Yeah, it's class name. Login. And we also need the type is equal to submit. Why do we need that type is equal to submit? Because whenever we click enter, it submits the form. If we don't provide that, whenever we click enter, it does not submit the form. So type in login. Now save it. And we also need another thing, which is link. I think we need a HR tag, and before that we need a H6 tag for forgotten password. Yeah, forgotten password. And after this we need a HR tag. Good. And I think we also need this HR tag centered. Yeah, it's good. And after that we need another center tag. If you have any doubts, please post in the comment section below and I'll be ready to answer those. And link 2 is equal to /register, and whenever I click anything below this link, it should go to /register, that route. So I'm sorry about that. And the button class name is equal to login, create new account, and create new account. So I gave it a class name and the text below. I guess that is it. Now let's see what is happening inside. So nothing happened. Oh, because we did not render anything. Let's go to app.js and import login from login.js. Good. And after login header, let's type in login component, and this is a capital. Now let's see this. Link is not defined. Yeah, it's of course not defined because we did not define it. Import link from React router DOM. That's quite easy. Yeah, this is without styling, and you'll be amazed after we styled this whole page. You'll be amazed. So now let's style this page. Let's go to login.css. Yeah, it's over here. And inside login.css, first the login, I want a background color to be a grayish tone, E9, EB, EE. That is a nice color. And a height to be 100 view height. And after that, this align items centered. And after that, display flex. And after that, I guess that is it. No, flex direction is there. Now it's nice. Okay, see, everything is centered. Now login container. And width, we need it to be 612 pixels. And after the width, I need a height of 372 pixels. Margin top, we also need that of 81 pixels. It is good. And display flex. And after that, flex direction column. And after that, padding 20 pixels. And after that, background color FFF. Now let's see this. Yeah, it is quite good. After that, login container. Inside login container, we have a h3 tag. And for that h3 tag, we need a margin top of 20 pixels and font weight of 400 and margin bottom of 20 pixels. Text align center. That is it. Now let's see this. Yeah, that is good. And after the h3 tag, we need the input dot login container, and inside that container there's a form, and inside the form there's a center tag, and inside the center tag there's an input. It will apply to all of those input elements, which has a height of 33, no, all the input elements, height of 33 pixels, margin bottom of 10 pixels, and background color of white. Good. And a width of 301 pixels, border of 0.5 pixels, solid gray. Now let's check it out. Yeah, it is quite good. And after that, login. Did I give it a class name? Yeah, I gave it. I gave the login button a class name, and I want the background color to be 4267B2. Perfect, that is a Facebook color. Border none, I explained you why. Color is white, and the border radius 2 pixels, and then the width is 301 pixels. Sorry, I gave it 201. And after that, width margin top 10 pixels, and cursor pointer, and after that height of 42 pixels. Now let's check it out. Yeah, it is quite good. We are starting to get that feeling of Facebook login page. Login, container, form, center, HR. I'm going element wise. If you see over here, I'm going element by element. You need to build that if you want to make your own projects. At start, nobody can build the projects. I was in web development for at least an year, and after that I got this level of perfection in styling. RGB 221, 221, 221, and after that I need border 1 pixel, solid. Solid is enough, and width 100 pixels. Now let's see this. Yeah, that is good. That great thing over there, let me show you. Screen brush, this great thing, if you see it quite clear, it is very good. After that, we need to do the h6 dot login, container, form, center, h6. We also forgot an element, margin 20 pixels. I'll do that in a minute. First, let me do this. 42, we got the hex code. After that, I need a font size of 12 pixels and font to weight of 400. And after that, text align, center. Perfect. Now let's check it out. Yeah, this one is quite good. Now let's do that create new account. We actually forgot that. Now let's do that. Login, create new account. Yeah, this one. And I need a background color. First of all, it should be RGBA of 66, 183 and 42. Yeah, that background color is enough. And we need a border of none. I told you why. That's quite good as well. Color white, good. Border radius of 2 pixels maybe. And width of 185 pixels. And margin top of 10 pixels. Nice. And height of 43 pixels. And by this we are done with the front end part of the login page as well. Let's see that. That is very good. And we just did the login page. Now in this video, I also want to enable the Firebase, and I want to show you how to do the Firebase part as well. I'll integrate Firebase in this video. I'll show you how to enable it, and I'll create a file for Firebase. First, let me go to Firebase. Go to Firebase. It is firebase.google.com. And go to console. First sign in and then go to console. Now you need to create a new project. Facebook clone. Actually, I already have a project known as Facebook clone. So I'll make Facebook clone 2 and continue, and default account, create project, creating your project. So this is creating me a project for Firebase. Let us wait. This page over here is very good. We have completed this whole page. So we need to do the backend part, which is we need to make the user login, and I'll also do that in this video. In the next video, I'll also do register and the register backend. So Firebase is very easy to use, by the way. So click on web. I'll teach you Firebase right now. And Facebook clone 2. Also set up Firebase hosting if you want to, because If you want to show it to your friends, your family, you can show it. Also set up Firebase hosting for this app. And next. Okay. And copy this. Let's install it later. And continue to console. So first let's install it quickly. Come on, yeah, it's getting installed. And in the meantime, let's go to settings, project settings. And over here, go down, scroll down, click config and copy this. Now go back to your project files and create a new file known as firebase.js and type in import Firebase from Firebase and copy paste that. I'll hide that in my editing, API keys and everything. So after that, now what you need to do is, so first copy this and firebase.initialize app. So copy and paste this and paste your own API keys and the domains. Don't copy from here. And by the way, I'm not showing it anywhere. I'm just editing out. So you also need to install npm install Firebase. You also need to install that. That Firebase tools is not required actually, and that installation has failed for me right now. I don't know why, but it has failed. So no need of that, but install Firebase. Oh, sorry, that is wrong. The spelling of Firebase, I typed it wrong. But Firebase tools is not required. Don't do that earlier step. Firebase, that is enough. Now let us go over here and const first auth firebase.auth. So this is enough. So in many programming languages, to log in or to sign up a user, you have to write so much of code, such as you have to enter the user into the database. From the database, you have to retrieve the data, and from the retrieved data, you have to check the credentials. That is a lot of code if you want to do that in PHP. I'm also good at PHP. I learned PHP. I know PHP very well. My website decacode73.com is written in PHP from scratch by myself. So everything is hard in PHP. So React is quite easy if you use Firebase. In Firebase, if you want to sign up a user, it's just one word. Create a sign in with email and password. That is it. And inside that function, you need to pass in the email and password. It is very easy in React.js to sign in or log in a user. So let's export the auth. I guess that is it. So Firebase.js is over. Let's npm start now. After this Firebase.js, go to login.js and import Firebase auth, and import auth from Firebase.js. Enough. Oh, it has taken me to this. Okay. I guess that is enough. I have made an error over here. Yeah, that is enough. Now what you need to do is go to login.js. You have typed that. Well and good. In React.js, there are something called as state variables. If you are familiar with other programming languages such as PHP and Flask, Django, all those programming frameworks, you would be familiar with session variables. In session variables, you can store anything as the user is logged in. But over here, session variables are not present. And in replacement of session variables, you can think of it as state variables. And this state variables can store anything. Now let's create a state variable, and to create state variable you have to declare use state over here, and after that you have to declare it as email, set email is equal to use state. At present, at default it is blank. That's why it is two quotations. At present it is only blank. But after that you have to do const history. So I'm doing right now is called history. So I'll show you in a minute. History from React router DOM. So it's not history, it's use history. So what is this? It will allow you to redirect to another page. If you want to use link, then you have to use the path, and you have to use a button or some kind of text. When you click on it, it should go. You have to use that. But if you use history, it will redirect you to that website. Now how to use this? Make a variable. I told you in the prerequisites you need to know HTML, CSS and JavaScript. History. Only then you would know this constants, what are these variables and everything. Use history, that is enough. So that is more than enough. And password, set password is equal to use state. At default we need the password to be blank. At default, it's a default. And go to input and type in on change. What is on change? When I start typing the password, what should happen? First of all, when I start typing the password, it will return me an event E, and I want that to set the email to e.target.value. So E is an event and e.target.value is the target value we'll be getting, and I want to set that target value to set email. So this set email will set the target value to this email variable. So that is done. Let's go to this on change e password e.target.value. You'll get familiar with it once you start coding along the way. So don't get impatient. And also, whenever you click the submit button, what should happen? It should render a function called as login. So what is login? We don't know yet. So let's create that. Constant login is equal to event. So this is a function. This is the latest form of function in ES6. So event.prevent default. It will prevent the website from reloading whenever you submit. So after that, auth. Do you remember this auth? Firebase, that auth dot create sign in. Oh, uppercase, sorry, again. Sign in with email and password. This is the function, email comma password. So once you sign in, it will return an auth, and I want it to history.push slash. I guess I know that this is overpowering. I know you are not able to understand that. I'll explain you in a bit. First, let me write this dot catch. I'll explain you in a bit, don't worry. And I want to alert e.message for now. So let's explore this code, this huge amount of code, but with a very simple logic. Auth.sign in with email password. I'm just saying Firebase that I need to sign in with email and password, and I'm giving the email, see this is the variable, and password, see this is the password. Once I sign in, what should I do? Then it'll return me an auth. So what is this auth? This is the variable or an object which returns me that full name, object like phone number, not phone number, but full name, email, and all those stuff. It'll give me so much. So let me log it first. Console.log auth. Oh, by the way, I don't have an account. So in the next video, we'll see how to register. At present, we don't have the register page. We don't have anything, right? So in the next video, let's see how to register. Then we can log in. But you understand the code for login? It is very simple. You have to just write one word, sign in with email and password. That is it. After you sign in, then what it should do? It should history.push slash. After signing in, I'm telling it to go to the route, which is home page. I'm telling it to go to the home page once signed in. What if it's not signed in? I am telling it to alert the error message. Now let's go there. I am typing in my email. 1 minute. And I'll type in my password. These are not yet present in the database. Where you want to see the database? Go to Firebase and click authentication. At present, you also need to do another thing, which is email and password enable safe. it is enabled. Now go to users. There are no users for this project yet. So let's create a user afterwards. First, let's see what error message we are getting. We are getting an error message. There is no user record corresponding to this identifier. The user may have been deleted. See the magic of Firebase. Within snaps, we are able to creating this login. Now let's create a user, a fake user. Is the password visible? Oh my god, it's visible. So I'll just type in test12345. So, I'll copy that. Okay, now go to imrithik6@gmail.com and I'll paste it. Now let's log in. And see that magic. It has gone to the home page. And let's log the user right now. Let's see what is there in the auth, what it is written. Let's go over there and reload it. Let's inspect console, and I think we need to go to /login, and let's go to let's log in again, just casually, and let's log in. The password is invalid. Oh sorry, I forgot my password. Login, and as you can see, it has returned an object. What is this object? It is user object, and inside that object we have display name null, so we haven't displayed anything, but we have the email imrithik6@gmail.com, email verified false. We have all this information. We can update the profile later, we can update the display name later, we can do all the stuff later, but for now, see the magic of Firebase. Within snaps we were able to log in the user. So in the next video, let's see how to register the user without manually just creating and deleting the account like this. And that is it for this module. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any question, please ask in the comment section below. And don't forget to visit my website www.decacode73.com. I have put in a lot of effort, 1 month's effort, to create that website for you guys. And I also created quizzes, tests, practice tests, the online compilers and courses only in that website. So go ahead and check that website. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one.